The Rider Tarot, also known as RWS, Rider-Waite-Smith, is arguably the most popular tarot deck. The one that we see in our minds when we think of tarot, when we think of it in the media, whether you've seen or have ever read tarot or not. But what's with the popularity of this deck? In short, it's because it's the most scenic, therefore easier to read than other decks. The true origin of tarot is hard to pinpoint, but history points us to Italy and France. Let's take a quick trip to Italy and discover that the Visconti Sforza and Solabusca tarots are some of the oldest complete decks in existence. The Visconti Sforza was created in 1450 and Solabusca was created in 1491. Then we travel to France and we discovered Le Tarot de Marseille. Sorry for my pronunciation here. But it's the one pictured is, the one that I have here is a copy of the original 1760 deck. So we're talking quite a few centuries ago. But why aren't the oldest decks the most popular? I mean, they did originate the whole tarot thing. Well, looking at the cards, we can see that these are very pip cards. Pip basically means that if the card is, for example, the Six of Wands, you will see 6 wands. Here I'm holding the 6 of cups. We see 6 cups basically in a row. And we don't really see much else in the image. For example, with the 5 of cups, you see 5 cups, 6 of discs, you're going to see 5 discs, 8 of swords, you're going to see 8 swords, and so on. We have some flourish, some designs going on here, but really not much else to tell us what these cards mean when we look at them. Marseille-based decks rely more on the suit symbolism and numerology to extract meaning from the cards. For example, the 6 of discs here. 6 in numerology is a card of harmony, stability, happiness, family, and domesticity. And the discs here, they represent money, they represent wealth, the material, the physical, not only money, but objects and physical possessions. And also the discs can represent earth. So there is a sense of stability here, a sense of slow growth, a sense of patience. So when we look at the 6 of discs, we can see that there is harmony, there is balance according to the 6 within someone's, for example, financial stability, right? The 6 of Wands can represent financial stability. So you are more free to perhaps give and receive instead of being afraid of, oh my gosh, I maybe not have that much money, so I have to like kind of keep it or save it. So we can start seeing here the correlation between the numerology and the symbol in the card. So I think that was somewhat pretty clear and not too difficult to read. And I believe that the Tarot de Marseille, with some study, we can read the whole deck really in not that much time. Traveling a bit further in history, we enter the 19th century and we meet the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn that were created from 1887 and kind of died out in 1903. The Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn was a secret society that transformed the tarot into what we see today. Not too different from the Marseille, but the Golden Dawn had rules of what the cards should look like and what each symbol meant. For example, let's look at the 5 of cups. We see 5 blue or silver cups floating, while a hand holds a stem of lotus flowers. Each lotus is over a cup, but nothing is happening. In other cards, like the 2 of cups, we have water pouring from the lotuses into the cups, representing an abundant flow of energy, and the 2 cups being union. Now looking at the 5 of cups again, the cups are empty and no water is coming from the lotuses, calling our attention to the fact that maybe there has been a loss of energy. The flow is blocked, and since the cups represent water, the symbol of emotions, then the 5 of cups can be grief and connection that has been lost. So again, a bit similar to the Marseille, where we connect the suit and the symbol of the suit and the element of the suit to the numerology, where 5 can mean a strife and a loss and perhaps a break in the stability of the element. I'm going to skip ahead and talk about the Thoth Tarot, created in 1938 to 1943. We see more color here, more intention, more symbols, but still not too different from the Marseille and the Golden Dawn. Still holding on to the Pip style, while also representing the teachings of the Golden Dawn. You see, the Golden Dawn infused the tarot with astrological meanings, Kabbalah, the Jewish alphabet, and planetary associations that we see throughout the Thoth Tarot's images. In the Thoth, the use of color is also highly intentional, with each color representing a planetary or elemental association. The Marseille Tarot was more limited in its color use because, one, it were the colors available for mass printing at the time, and the Marseille was one of the first decks that the public was able to afford. Previous tarot decks, like the Visconti Sforza, was hand-painted. Therefore, only richer families, like the Visconti family, were able to afford tarot decks. Were able to afford artists to create tarot decks, and a lot of those cards were actually, in a way, family portraits. Then came the Golden Dawn, the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, and one of the members' activities was to create your own tarot deck. Then comes the Thoth, hand-painted by Lady Frida Harris, under the direction of Aleister Crowley. Then scanned and mass-produced, mass-printed into what we see and have used and loved today. Okay, so now the time has come for us to go back a bit to 1909 when the RWS, the Rider-Waite-Smith, was released. Maybe by the images, you can already see why the RWS is so popular. It was originally created by Pamela Coleman Smith, she was the artist, under the direction of Edward Waite. The name Rider in RWS was the original publisher of the deck. Waite, Edward Waite, and Smith as Pamela Coleman Smith. Pamela Coleman Smith was a British artist who worked a lot in theater, creating posters and illustrations. So she painted what she was familiar with while creating the RWS tarot deck. Here we can see more clearly that the Three of Cups, for example, looks like 3 ladies cheering. So we can deduce, without looking at really any books or historical facts, that it can mean celebration, festivities, cheering. On the Nine of Discs, for example, we see a man carving a pentacle, and more pentacles are coming down the pipeline. So we can also deduce, without reading books, that the Eight of Discs means the grind, putting in the time and the effort, and perhaps even a repetition of work. In the Two of Wands, we have a man looking out the horizon while holding a globe in his hand. The card can mean he's carving a plan. He knows there's more of the world he wants to explore and is wondering how he can do it. As we can see here, he's kind of on top of a castle or a structure, and he's looking out onto the horizon, wanting more for himself. In my opinion, Pamela Coleman Smith broke the mold of what tarot should look like and created her own spin on the symbols and meanings. She and Edward Waite both belonged to the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. So did Lady Frida Harris and Aleister Crowley, creators of the Thoth Tarot. So they knew what the cards were supposed to mean. And Pamela Coleman Smith made a deck that is approachable, easily readable, and highly recognizable. Now, in my opinion, that also means that we as a society aren't always ready and willing to pick up books and read the histories and spend time really sucking up the knowledge of the meanings and representations and associations that are so infused and embedded in these cards. Now, this isn't to knock down anyone's intuition. I myself started reading tarot pretty much by buying an RWS deck, started asking questions, started pulling cards, started practicing. So really I learned, I want to say pretty much like most of everyone watching, just by practicing and trying. However, over the years I've become a bit of a tarot puritan and believe that if you are on your tarot journey, you should be deepening your understanding of tarot, its symbols, and its meanings. The more we walk on this journey, the more we can learn from the tarot, the more the tarot opens up and becomes so expansive to you. The beauty of tarot is that it can really stay as small as you like. You can read it as an oracle with just the keywords that you already know. And you can also allow it to open up and really expand and explore so much more deeper and esoteric meanings. There are teachings that turn tarot on its head and back again. And if we only stay in the meanings of the images as we see them, then in my opinion, what's the fun in that? It's only fun for so long. Whereas the deepening of the lessons and the deepening of the self. Of course, all that is my opinion, and tarot will meet you where you're at. It opens up and contracts as you are willing to learn. And really, learning tarot should never be pressured. We have enough pressure learning from school and just enough pressure from living life. And I truly believe that tarot should be fun, exciting, exploratory. So whether you are a RWS true fan or want to start learning and expanding your knowledge towards other decks, I think it's a great tool to explore and to learn. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys next time.